Hi, I'm Merri Salazar with Fluga Architects, and I'm here with Angela Cotie at Bartlett Cocke, the VP of Bartlett Cocke.
I think it's interesting because when I was younger, I never thought about being a VP as a woman in construction. Yes, I never saw very many people in these seats. I was in the grocery store and I had one son in the basket and one son was in the front basket. And I was standing in line and I looked at my phone. And my phone said, "Congratulations, you've been selected by the ENR magazine top 20 under 40. And I looked down and I said, holy crap. I had never looked at that as something I would have been able to achieve. But then I was like, heck yeah, I made it. I'm supposed to be here, that I am good at my job. I know that there isn't one challenge you can put in front of me that I'm going to say I can't do. I think that as a team, you can do anything. But that day, I'll never forget it because I thought, this is really cool. That not only that, but someone else believed in me at that level, right? Somebody submitted me for that award and said, we think that this is where you belong. And that, I think, was that defining moment for me.
And just doing the things that you love to do.
Yeah, exactly. I went to Penn State, studied architectural engineering with the emphasis in construction, and came to Houston, building the Houston Astros Stadium School. I've been spoiled. I have a pretty spoiled construction career. I say that a lot because I've done some amazing projects, but I've done all the jobs on all of those projects. I've been a superintendent. I've been a project manager. I've been the person that is running the cleaning crews. So all of that adds up. And I think over the time you kind of figure out what kind of leader you want to be.
I think it's great to have those perspectives. Like I grew up as a server at IHOP, and that really teaches you some people skills, and to your point, like you wear the shoes of someone else and you're like, man, I didn't like that boss. I don't want to be that boss.
I spent a lot of time, even as I was entering into this role, of working backwards through my experience with different types of bosses and the good ones, the bad ones, and what kind of boss I wanted and what kind of leader. I don't look at it as a boss. I look at it as a leader and someone that guides and coaches. And I know I bring something a little different. I'm fortunate to be able to be a woman and bring something maybe a bit softer to the deal, but sometimes I feel like I'm also the one that's a little bit hard, like a bit harder than some of the men sometimes. So it's been an interesting dynamic.
I think as a woman, I've found that we have a delicate line that we're always balancing between smiling and being tough when at times. But I want to hear more about being in charge of this male-dominated world.
I don't think you ever master it, but I think humans are humans. And the whole study of people is really important to me. It's not about whether they're men or women. It's more about what kind of person are they? Is what makes them tick, what makes them successful, what makes them excited to come to work at morning time. Everyone is human, and I bring that to work, and I bring my whole self to work. Sometimes can get in the way.
True, right? I mean, at one point you decided contractor was the fit.
Yeah.
But was there something else before that?
Well, I always wanted to be an architect.
Okay.
And I was recently helping my dad clean out my childhood home, and there was buckets of drawings, house drawings and ideas and all of this stuff. So when I was applying for college, I applied to architecture schools everywhere, and then I found architectural engineering. So after my first year of crying all the way through engineering school, I was like, what am I doing? I applied to the School of Architecture at Penn State. Like, okay, this is probably where I belong. But at the same time, that semester I was taking a construction class and I fell in love with it. I loved the idea of the math, the money, the puzzle behind what it is. And I'm sorry I'm saying this to my architect.
I know,
Merri.
right? Please explain me.
Explain to me why you didn't want to be an architect. But I think that what I saw was that I was better at the logistics, planning and scheduling and seeing how all of this machine worked together. But my appreciation for architecture has at least let me keep that going. So as a designer, you're designing an experience. And as a builder, you want me to keep that experience. And I think that my appreciation for architecture has helped me in my career to balance that and make sure that we can give the clients what they want as a team, right?
Okay, so what would you tell younger Angela?
To relax. Maybe not younger Angela, because I think I had a good youth. I think that Angela got me to this Angela, but I wish I had taken better care of myself. There's so much stress related to delivering things on time, on budget. So to push through, I internalized a lot of that. I mean, at one point I had 4 kids. My husband traveled. I'm going in 18 different directions.
Yes.
And you're juggling all these balls and everything is in this perfect balance. And then something happens and it throws another ball.
And then it just all comes crashing.
But your body literally can't handle it. A lot of women, they because of that, they're like, I need a break. So they're quitting their jobs. They're leaving the industry altogether. I think if we talked more about it and we talked to each other more and helped each other manage it and asked for help and maybe cried once in a while.
Yeah. While I was single mom in college and finding my career, I held it together strong. I put that mask on out there. I was a tough girl in the world. I came home and my poor kid had to deal with the breakdown. And Brene Brown helped me understand it's going to pass, especially if you can talk and you know you're not alone with someone else, you know. I like her. Do you have somebody that you look up to?
You know, you're going to laugh at me on this. It was 2008, Hurricane Ike hit, and I had gone down to work for Moody Gardens. And the president of Moody Gardens everywhere had this positive people power posters. So he said, this is a mentor of mine, and I get a newsletter every Tuesday. So I signed up for the positive people power newsletter. And it kind of is stabilizing for me. You can't change some stuff. So how do we look at what is the positive that came out of that so that we can move forward? And I know that I drive people here crazy sometimes because we'll start a meeting with a positive moment.
Okay.
And not a positive moment like, oh, we won this job or we did that. It was, hey, my daughter won the gymnastics competition or my girls are playing softball. And to me, that is how you get to know people and connect. And it feels good. I think people need to have a little bit more connectivity. I also read a book, the woman is actually from here in Houston. It's called Feminine Emergence. But I was listening to her and she was talking about working in this male-dominated industry and how she almost changed the way she spoke. She felt like she had to change the way that she dressed and changed a lot of herself in order to fit in. I'm proud of myself for not feeling like I've had to do that. Yeah, that's a good book.
So the other day I got to join you and help build some desks for the ACE Mentor program. That was super fun. I loved working with the kids. Explain a little bit about it.
So we mentor high school kids who are interested in architecture, construction, and engineering. We have 8 locations throughout Houston, and we serve the local student population there. They have mentors that are consistent from all different companies. It doesn't matter where anybody works or who they work for. We don't even really talk about that when we're together. It's more everyone's here for the same reason, which is to find people to fill our seats one day. So the event that you went to was Build It Forward.
Yes.
And that's my baby.
Yes.
I love that we had the opportunity to start that. And a lot of our students are recipients of charity. So for them to know that they can give back just using their hands is extremely important. You don't have to have money to do good things for your community. And that was what we really wanted to highlight through that.
So what do you like to do for fun?
Well, my kids own a cattle company. So that has been fun for us as a family. We were real big beach people. I love to fish, do all those kind of things. But The cattle has been really interesting for us as a family, and going to the rodeos and exploring all over Texas, looking at different cows.
Yeah.
I pulled a cow. That's a whole separate story, and I will share that when we have much more film time. But to be around animals is incredibly calming. I actually miss now that they're grown,
Oh,
but they still have animals, so we're still part of it, but not.
awesome.
It's not the same as that's mine.
Yeah.
So.